a lot of motivational videos and listen to Oprah as one of the people I listen to, and she said she thinks that one of the reasons why she had the greatest success that she had was because she was a surrogate for her audience. Like, she might have more shoes than her audience. She might have more expensive shoes than her audience. But at the core of her being, at the core of who she was the same as them. The same dreams, the same fears, the same goals. And I believe that in the core of who I am the same as so many of my clients. And my journey is no different really than their journey. And it started with, for me, in my early 30s, I realized that there was a disconnect between my reality in my head and the true reality of what I was living and my situation. I was deeply depressed. What does that mean? That means when the sun comes out, you're still in clouds. It means when your children smile at you, you're like, meh. Everything is meh. It's almost like a fog has come in and like taken you over and is slowly smothering you. And I had this moment, this epiphany moment, where I looked around me, like really looked around me, like, and I imagined in my mind's eye, if Mrs. Kravitz was sitting out with her binoculars and looking in my windows, like, what would she see? She would see two beautiful, happy children, one completely tow-headed, blue-eyed little girl dancing around. She would see this wonderful, big, brown-eyed boy that just loved life and was so happy. She would see a husband who loved his wife and a wife who loved her husband. And her husband was happy. Everybody was happy except her. And I was miserable. And when I realized that people would have looked, it's kind of like Facebook, right? It's kind of like if someone had looked through the windows, Mrs. Kravitz had looked through the windows, she would have said, Sydney, you have the best life. You must be so happy. You must be so excited. You are so lucky to have such great children. You live in this beautiful English Tudor house on 1 acre of land in Fairfax. Like, oh my God, I would love to have your life. And I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't like this. I don't know who I am or what I'm doing. And I'm not happy. And that's how it all started.